Welcome to the last meeting of 2024. We'll do roll call.
Jonathan Anna,
Present.
Ben Vitale,
Here.
Tom Winslow,
Present.
Bob Shea,
Here.
Hans Petcher,
Here.
Mark Strong,
Here.
Heidi Nightingale,
Present.
Elaine Daly,
Here.
Stephanie DeVito,
Here.
Brian Muldrow,
Here.
Elaine McNabb-Colton.
Present. Please stand for the pledge. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I just want to take a moment to begin. As you see, proclamations are the next on our agenda, and I wanted to share. Yesterday was a special day in Cayuga County. We have a proclamation that named December 11th, 2024 as Meg O'Connell Day in Cayuga County. And I would just like to share some information about Meg O'Connell and her contributions to our county. Meg O'Connell, Greg Munno, and Kathy Finling represented the Allen Foundation, and they hope to improve early childhood development and gathered a group of local early childhood leaders called Born Learning Cayuga. And whereas with a long-term goal of improving a number of children who reach developmental milestones in Cayuga County, Born Learning Cayuga conducted and collected 550 community surveys circulated by groups of parents, professional caregivers, and educators. And whereas the Born Learning Group changed its name to ABC Cayuga, ABC Cayuga worked towards improving and encouraging the healthy development of all children who live in Cayuga County from birth to 5 years old. Whereas in 2015, ABC worked with Partnership for Results to bring PPP positive parenting level 5 to the county. This provided intensive support for families with complex concerns. Whereas in 2016, ABC Cayuga officially incorporated as a 501c3 nonprofit organization with a 12-person founding board. The board raised $450,000. We worked with ROTO, a children's museum design exhibitor, to design a space for parents and children to feel safe. Whereas the play space officially opened in early May of 2017 with a bounding success. Families were attending for open play and community partners were using the space with their families. Whereas due to COVID-19 pandemic, play space closed at 63 Genesee Street location. Whereas under Meg's leadership, the board believed there was an opportunity in this crisis that this small bit of innovation is going to fill an important community need for families. Whereas in August 2020, the board of directors approved a plan to purchase the current building at 100 North Street for play space. Whereas after renovations that began in 2022, outdoor play space was open in May 2024, bringing the magic of play outside. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Elaine McNabb-Colton, Chair of the Legislature, along with fellow legislators, would sincerely like to thank Meg for all she has done in Cayuga County for its citizens. Play space is a great asset for the county that serves family and children. This county did hereby proclaim December 11th, 2024 as Meg O'Connell Day in Cayuga County. This was supposed to be shared last evening. I couldn't make the event, unfortunately. I was under the weather last evening, so I will present this. It's in a frame to Meg directly. And I want to thank Kathleen Cuddy for her involvement with ABC Cayuga. I used to live in the Rochester area. I had complex concerns with both of my children. If we didn't have a common place like that to go to, it would have been really detrimental to their development. To bring that sort of thing to this county and have it available here is everything. So I'm really excited that we have this service that we offer to our families. So thank you. And thanks to Meg. So I'll make sure to get that to her. I wanted to be sure to share that with you today. At this point, we have privilege of the floor. If there's anyone here who would like to be heard, you may come forward. There's also a sign-in. I can also offer that a little later on in the discussion if you would rather, but at this point. Does any legislators have anyone that you would like to bring forward for privilege of the floor? Okay. Thank you. We'll move on to minutes to approve.
Minutes to approve November 26th, 2024.
Make a motion?
Mulder removal.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are carried. You see your list of appointments and reappointments, and there's a resolution in the ledge resolution to address moving those. Next on our agenda, we have communications and announcements. We don't have any listed. We have the CCC report. I spoke with Dr. Durant earlier today. He asked me about coming. He knew that we had a very important budget meeting. I told him it would be just fine if he didn't come. We have been speaking with him very often, so they're also wrapping up their end of the year meetings. They had a trustee meeting today. So up next, we have committee reports and individual legislative reports. Do you have anything to offer? Oh. Well, that's very fast that we're at the end of this page. Up next, we have the chair's report. I just have a very brief statement. I just want to thank everyone involved with the county, everyone in this room today, all of our staff that we have worked with us. We've been through a very tumultuous year. It's been quite a roller coaster. We had it mostly down there for a minute, and we've had ups and downs since then. I just want to thank everyone sincerely. This has been a very extraordinary year. Nothing we could have really planned for. We certainly didn't think that these simultaneous issues really would have landed squarely in our lap, that being the operational budget, being such a difficult thing to deal with, and then, of course, our building. So we're doing the best we can to rectify these things. We will plan to move forward next year and years following in order to get everything together, set our mission, strategic plan, and move forward. But it's just a note of thanks to everyone and to wish you all a happy holiday. Well, thank you. At this point, it brings us up to resolutions. We're going to begin with Ways and Means with Legislator Daley.
Yes, Ways and Means had, we'll do this again? We'll do this? Oh,
We didn't
okay.
have the full ed,
Okay,
but you just did it.
yeah, all right. Ways and Means had 10 resolutions. WM8 and W9 will not pass till after the budget. Most of them were resolutions from Jenny and Delicato and Real Property in terms of getting ready for the 2025 taxes. Ways and Means 1 was the end of the year accrual that we do every year. 2 was authorizing the Human Resource Administrator to continue a contract to provide employee assistance program services for the next 6 months while we do an RFP to find another vendor. 3 was making a tax correction for the town of Fleming. 4 is to levy returns taxes and authorize the treasurer to pay the same. Similar in 5 was to levy the village taxes and authorize the county treasurer to pay the same. 6, levy unpaid water and sewer bills for several towns and Cayuga County Water and Sewer Authority. 7, levy taxes provided for the adopted annual budget for the towns. We had the information from the towns and the fire districts, and that information will be used for taxing purposes. As I said, WM 8 and 9 will not pass until after the 2025 budget passes. And WM 10 is to authorize the settlement in a matter of 120 Genesee Street. And all parties are on board. And if this passes, then that they will do an execution of the consent order. I asked for to group together 1 through 10, omitting WM 8 and 9, or ask anyone if they want any broken out for further discussion.
I'll make a motion for the bundle.
Thank you.
You get a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this bundle? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are carried. Thank you. Next up, Health and Human Services with Legislator Nightingale.
Madam Chair, Health and Human Services had 8 resolutions. All of them passed through committee and also passed through Ways and Means. I would like to offer first HH1 and HH7 as a bundle. Both of these are resolutions to accept funds and then contract with various agencies on behalf of those funds. HH1, accepting CARA funding and contracting with the County Mental Health Department or the part-time behavioral health commission to be, or clinician to be embedded in our child welfare unit.
Hey, can we get a-
HH7 is similar, authorizing the acceptance of state aid and signing various contracts on behalf of services to individuals with disabilities.
Can we get a motion on this bundle?
Motion it.
I'll second 1 and 7.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are carried. Thank you.
HH2 I offered, this is authorizing the creation of a temporary leave bank for a Cayuga County Department of Social Services employee.
Move it. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's carried.
I offer HH3, HH4, and HH5 as a bundle. All of these positions are budgeted and are within the Social Services Department for caseworker vacancy in child welfare, a caseworker vacancy in adult protective, and a senior clerk position in the accounting unit of DSS.
I'll move it.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
HH6 is accepting funds, and this is through the Director of Community Services to accept grant funding, which will allow for dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT therapy certification.
Can we get a motion?
Move it.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on HH6? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's carried.
And finally, HH8 is an authorization for the county legislature and the director of the Office of Aging to sign annual contracts with various subcontractors. In the resolution, there are several dozen actually that happen on an annual basis.
Make a motion.
Move it.
Second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are carried. Thank you. Government Operations with Legislator Muldrow.
How you doing, Madam Chair? We have 4 resolutions. GO1 is designating December 12, 24 as the date annex the tax warrant.
We get a motion
I'll move it.
in a second?
Nightingale, second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
GO2 designating newspaper to publish the county meters for the year 2025.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's carried.
Okay, GO3 to fix a date and time and place for the meetings to organize Cayuga County Legislature for 2025.
The motion?
Move it.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
GO4, authorizing to fill one full index record clerk due to a resignation.
Motion?
I'll move that.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. Thank you. Planning and Public Works with Legislator Vitale.
Madam Chair, Planning and Public Works has 6 resolutions this month. They have been through both committees and approved by both committees. So I'd like to bundle PPW 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Okay, can we get a motion on that bundle?
Second.
I'll make a motion.
Any discussion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried.
I'd be looking for a resolution to bundle PPW 3 and 6. Both of them are to contract and assign the ARPA funds for the rest of this year so that they will not be lost.
Okay, can we get a motion on 3 and 6?
I'll move it.
Nightingale, second.
Any discussion on this bundle? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's carried. Thank you. Judicial Public Safety, Legislator Anna.
Madam Chair, JPS has 4 resolutions this month. JP1 is authorizing the chairperson of the Cayuga County Legislature to sign a contract with amendment with New York State Office of Indigent Legal Services.
Get a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
Madam Chair, JP2 authorizing the County of Cayuga to accept a 1994 Freightliner used fire apparatus from the Genoa Fire District and authorizing and directing the chairperson of the Cayuga County Legislature and the Director of Emergency Services to execute documents to implement the intent of the resolution.
I get a motion.
Move it.
Second? One of you. Okay. Discussion. One thing I wanted to say about this specifically was that while I will support this tonight, I really have, my understanding is that it will not be, there will not be. oh,
Yes, back there.
There you are. That there will not be any accrued costs over time and that you are, you know, we will insure it, we will letter it, and then you will kind of use it for its life or until it needs
You
something.
will not see
new.
him come back and ask for a new apparatus to replace that should something.
Yes. And if that is a promise you can keep, then that's great and I will support that.
I will commit to that.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Carried.
Madam Chair, I'd like to bundle JP3 and JP4. JP3 is authorizing the Sheriff's Office to accept funding through the GIVE grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and amend the sheriff's grant and overtime budget to accept the funding. 4 is authorized the chair of the Cayuga County Legislature, the Cayuga County Sheriff, to enter into a contract with Johnson Controls for preventive maintenance, testing, and service of the fire control to the public safety building.
Okay. Motion for the bundle.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on this bundle? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried, thank you. Okay, we have 2 ledge resolutions. We have the first ledge resolution is authorizing appointments to various boards and agencies that were listed on the front cover of this agenda. Can we get a motion on ledge 1?
I'll motion that.
Nightingale, second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is carried. Okay, we're up to ledge 2 to adopt Cayuga County budget. Yep, go ahead.
I'd like to offer an amendment to the budget.
Okay, do we have to put this on the floor?
Neater and cleaner if it's put on the floor and then the amendments come after.
Okay, so
First and a second, you mean?
First and second, yes, and then
we
open
get a,
discussion and go from there.
we get a first, a motion to adopt the Cayuga County budget for 2025.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Take it away.
Okay, I'd like to offer an amendment to the budget. Uh, First, for planning, the number is 88001. It's personal services, full-time. Okay, and I'd like to, the amendment I want to offer is to reduce the total amount to $270,000, which is half the budget. Okay, and the discussion open now, or,
Yes.
okay.
So there's,
The reason I think this needs to be done, first of all, the administration cut $2,000 out of the last year's budget. Everybody else got cuts. This is, this is inconceivable for me. And I'm gonna read you a list of the, from one of the committee meetings. As the work that the planning department's been doing. Number one, Cayuga Lake, Route 90 corridor. Number two, Town of Conquest land use planning. Number three, Village of Fairhaven. And it goes on like that. Village of Moravia, Town of Owasco. Village of Cayuga again. Village of Reesport. Lake Blue Way Trail improvement, which might actually have something to do with the county. Sterling Fairhaven Community Connection Trail. Emerson Park redevelopment, Department of Health Planning Services. Implementation of the EPA element plan for Owasco Lake. Finger Lakes Ontario Watershed Protection Alliance. Owasco Flat Wetland Restoration. Local Solid Waste Management. This may have something to do with the county again. And it goes on like that, okay? And the total budget for the department is like $1 million, and the revenues for the department are like $70,000. This is just unbelievable to me that we're doing all this free work and expect the county to thrive. Our business is a county, not to take care of the towns and villages. They can take care of themselves. They actually, most of them have more money than we do, in reserve funds, et cetera. So this is why I'm moving this. I think the department could well do what it needs to do for the county, on the funds that would be allocated, $280,000 for full-time positions. Thank you.
okay, so that was a motion.
Need a second?
Yep.
For discussion,
Hang on, we need a second to put on the floor.
I'll do a second to put it on the floor.
Thank you.
Discussion?
Sorry, Mark.
yes, I think that as far as the Department of Motor Vehicle, I want to kind of work with,
So we gotta finish his.
oh,
Yeah, just.
We're talking about
Yeah,
planning.
we're talking about planning.
I couldn't hear him that well, so I'm sorry. I thought.
Any discussion about this planning amendment proposed?
Before I would, look at slashing the department in half, I think you made a very valid point about generally the planning department discounting a lot of the work that they have done. And that's been basically my understanding. That's been the way it's been for multiple years, that they do work for the towns and villages and then they discount the amount of staff time that it takes to do it. That certainly could be and should be changed, to your point. If the planning department primarily is doing work for the towns and villages, we should be reimbursed fairly for the work that we're doing. Maybe we would start with that before we would be looking at, cutting the department in half. And that's basically what your motion is.
But this is work basically, it should be done by private enterprise. We shouldn't be in the business competing with people out there who are trying to do this for a living. Planners, lawyers, et cetera, et cetera. There are people who do this for a living. Let's give them a chance rather than putting it on the government. This should not be government function.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the amendment?
I,
Probably want to raise your hands for Amanda,
These are in favor?
Okay.
and the rest are opposed. We got you.
Opposed.
Any other amendments?
And then just doing opposed, if you're doing,
Sorry.
I just want
Opposed.
to make sure I get the,
Everyone opposed, raise your hand.
thank you.
Okay. All right. Anyone have any other amendments?
Here I am.
Okay,
I'd like to, this concerns county manager's position. It's on page 45. A1-2301-51001. Salary full-time. I'd like to cut $149,806 from that.
okay, we have a motion to cut 149,806.
Second.
Full-time salary under county manager. Second, discussion. I'm sorry?
He seconded it.
Oh,
Yes. Any
Any
discussion?
discussion?
I think it's vital, especially with the legislators being part-time employees, that we need a full-time manager. And selecting the right one is very important with experience.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Currently, we do not have a county manager. And, we don't know, first of the year, we won't know until after the first of the year that this position may or may not be filled. We don't know what the salary will include until the position is either advertised or somebody is offered the job. In past, conversations last week with, budget discussions, it was stated that should this position be needed and filled, they could go to the fund balance to fill that position or whatever funds needed. So until that point in time, it is my suggestion that we leave the position and unfund it until such time that funds are moved from whatever spot that it needs to be taken.
Any other discussion? Okay.
Madam Chair, I feel at this time, while we don't have a county manager, I think that the crisis of the past year has demonstrated that we need a county manager, a qualified county manager, consistency in that kind of position. And I would not want to make the mistake of unfunding it simply because we don't have one right now. I believe that it should in fact be something that happens with the 2025 legislature very quickly, that an appointment or a decision be made about county management. And I think it would be foolish on our part to just unfund it because we don't have someone in the position right now.
Further discussion?
I just wanted to say that if this is the kind of logic that we're going to use, then I think we should go through the entire budget and all the open funded positions that are there, remove them all. And I don't think that would really impress the highway department or the sheriff's department. That's probably where most of the vacant spots are right now. And I don't agree with this kind of logic, and I just can't see how, as a legislature, we can accept it. Thank you.
Further discussion? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My concern is that it's been the reliance of just using fund balance that has gotten us into this deficit. Right now, we're already using fund balance. Last year, we budgeted for a 7 million draw. This year, we're currently sitting at 5.6. We cannot continue to spend our fund balance down. I'm going to fill this position next year. This is a position that should be budgeted. If the position is not filled, then those funds will return to the general fund. But to say we can take it from fund balance has been the mistakes of this county and cannot continue is not fiscally responsible.
Further discussion? All in favor of the amendment to remove the salary for this position? Opposed? You need that or not, but. Could you see?
So it fails.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, Lynn, can you give us an update on the fund balance as well as our tax levy percentage at this point?
Yep, right now, the tax levy increase is at 4.195%. And the use of the fund balance changes so far is $5,665,877.
Okay, any further discussion?
I have, are you still taking amendments?
Yes.
Are you ready for me?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to make amendment to the budget for specifically the DMV positions to keep those reinstated past April. My amendment would be to take the $491,000 that was passed by Ways and Means from the Emerson Park repairs to allocate some of that funding towards those positions so that they would not be eliminated.
So that's the motion. Are you good with that, Fred? Could you get that information up?
Wait a second.
I'll second for discussion.
Thank you.
So, I think that, can we table this at this moment? I would propose to table this because I'd like to see if there's any opportunity to possibly not take as much for the fund balance and see if there's any way I can work with the department head as well as the clerk to find a sustainable way in the future. There's a lot of counties around us that have a minimum charge for registration fee, and just pure math, it will cover the positions. But I don't know what else goes into that. So I would like the opportunity to table that in the sake of possibly saving some opportunities, some jobs, by exploring this opportunity.
You have a motion to table this amendment
Second.
and a second. All in favor of tabling the amendment?
Aye.
Aye. Sorry, I feel like that was out of sorts. And
Hang on a second.
strong in the back as well.
Favor of tabling.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Who's opposed? Is anyone opposed? That's easy, tabling it? right? Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Thanks. Further amendments? Further discussion, I mean?
Go ahead.
Madam Chair. This time I'd like to offer an amendment under the planning department, specifically pages 36 and 37. Budget line items A 80201-51001, A 80201-21002, A 80201-58001, A 80201-58002, retirement, A 80201-58003, and A 80201-58004. Specifically, the first one, reducing the amounts of those, which would go back to fund balance. First line was 60,266. Second line is 4,450. Third one would be 10,417, 9,400, and 356 for a total of $84,869. This would eliminate a full-time administrative assistant beginning on April of 2025, and also putting off the hiring of planning position until the 1st of April of 2025.
Second.
So this is the elimination of the full-time administrative assistant. And then you said, put off the,
It'll be the elimination of a full-time administrative assistant.
Okay.
A part-time administrative assistant, which is currently unfunded, and that will be abolished.
okay,
And
That's already in.
It's already out of the budget.
already out,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, the part.
the other one would be holding off on hiring a planner until April 1 of 2025.
So like a 3/4 of a position.
That's what I'm,
planner.
yeah, that's my asking. So Lynn, do you get that? So,
I have it.
okay, checking. Okay, so that was your motion. Did we get a second?
Right, I second.
Second, discussion. Hearing-
That's for the administrative assistant, correct? We're eliminating the position, is that what it is?
Pardon me?
Administrative assistant, that's what we're eliminating.
Would be leaving April 1.
Okay, all in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose?
Aye.
So that passes.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion on Ledge 2?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I have a follow back.
Mhm.
Do you have a time frame or? Okay, that's fine. Just curious.
We won't need our pillows, right? No.
There's cookies in the back. Take something to eat. Okay, we'll call caucus till we return. We'll also count them.
Yep.
In session?
Virus.
Back in session?
Yes, back in session.
Can I call the question?
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second on calling to question.
For budget.
We're going to vote on calling to question. Looking at Brent's. All in favor of calling the question on the vote on the budget?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I don't give a damn.
Frankly, my dear.
It's not an option.
Thank you, Bob.
Could we get, we got a motion a second. We had discussion. Okay, all in favor of adopting the 2025 Cayuga County budget? Aye. Raise your hand.
Any opposed?
Strong back here.
Very fast.
Oh,
And that passes.
Okay. You get a motion to adjourn?
No, you got it.
Wait.
We gotta pass, right? We got-
Sorry, we have to do 8-9. Sorry. I had that written here. I'm sorry. I even set myself a reminder.
Motion for Ways and Means 8 and 9.
Move it.
We need to amend one of them though.
Yes,
Okay.
you have the amended version on your table, and it's really just, not a very big, but a change in the city of
So we're gonna-
Auburn share.
We're gonna move,
County
hang on,
taxes.
we're gonna move ledge,
Ways and Means.
Ways and Means,
8,
8.
right?
8 and 9.
8 and 9.
8 and 9.
9, I'm sorry.
Sorry. We're gonna move Ways and Means 9.
You're gonna do 9 first.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We get a motion.
I'll
to move-
motion it.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Okay, discussion.
This is really just directing the levy of taxes against the city of Auburn for county purposes for 2025. Jenny realized there was a,
Wait.
This is an amendment.
Amended.
Yeah, this is the amendment. Sorry,
Okay.
she misspoke.
okay, so,
We're getting there.
So we're back to 9.
Okay.
yeah.
8.
No, 9 is, 9 is the one that's being amended.
Right.
I'll move the amended. Building for a motion.
We're gonna do just, room 9. We're just doing 9.
Right, I'll
Here's the amendment.
Yep. The original resolution that we had in front of us that we didn't take any action on at the Ways and Means meeting has since been amended. So we didn't vote on this resolution.
That's correct. Not voted on.
So this resolution we have in front of us is the correct resolution because she had made the corrections on it. So we don't really need to amend it, right?
We did pass it at the meeting though.
I think we overlooked it.
Meeting?
No, we overlooked it because
No, we did.
passed until the budget was passed. It
We
says,
passed it at the meeting.
it said, well, we were,
But we can,
because it says pass after budget, both of them.
yes, but then I think Jenny brought up that it could
Right.
be passed
Right.
here. It just
Okay.
has to get passed.
Okay,
After the budget. is
So we
the levy
did
meeting.
pass it at Ways.
motion to accept this amendment as amended.
Do we,
Moving to amend.
I'm moving to amend.
I'll second to amend.
all in favor on the amendment?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed on the amendment? Passes.
After all this discussion?
all this discussion
Okay, and then WM 8.
is authorizing the director of real property to extend levy tax.
No,
But you have to pass it as
As amended.
As
You
amended.
have to vote as amended.
Oh, I'm sorry, we passed the amendment? Now we're gonna go. Can I get a
I'll motion
motion
to vote on as amended.
in second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the resolution as amended? All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's carried. Thank you. WM 8.
Is authorizing the director of real property tax services to extend the levy of taxes, establish rates for the same and levy paid items that I think in that resolution was the $45 that's currently in the, in our current tax levy.
Second?
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's carried.
Aye.
Jared?
Yes,
And one more admin thing, so hold up there.
sure.
I would like a update on the county office building and that associated with Genesee.
When would you like that?
Oh, yeah.
I can send you that information in an email, or what would you like to specifically, what would you like to know? What can I offer you?
Status of, so we'll start with, county office building. I know there's a lot of things that are going on. I know it's not how we just make that. But are we at the point where we're going to start the process where they're gonna evaluate how much asbestos is there, or when can we get people? You know, we had an issue with trying to get people in and getting stuff. Are we that completely done, or we still got things we gotta get out of the first floor in the basement?
Yes, so we have shared information on that. So we had access to the first floor. We had a 30-day window that had closed, and I reported on that. The investigation of the asbestos is awaiting proposals from Colliers and Lozier to give us a new set of proposals. There was a set of proposals that came to us many months ago. I'm looking at Fred. And so we'll get updated information, updated costs, so that hasn't changed. And so when we get those proposals, I will bring them to the legislature, or whoever will bring them to the legislature, and let you know if anything's changed or whatever the case may be. And get a new time frame. Included in those proposals are timeframes, the amount of work to be done, and all of that. That investigation wouldn't even begin anyway until the roof is completely finished. Yesterday, there was a crane at the county office building active. I don't know if the crane is still there today to take things off of the roof, but that's still getting cleaned up.
I was under the impression that we had a statement made in the previous ledge meeting that the roof work was done.
The roof work was done. We were waiting on a couple items that were back ordered. That's what I reported. Those things have come in. That crane was in use yesterday. I don't know if the crane was removed today. I didn't look. I don't know if anyone noticed. But in short order, that will be complete. Yeah, and then 63 Genesee, the lease has been signed. The mitigation work because we did also environmental review. There were areas of mitigation work that's also being done. And I'll get an update on the status of that work. I don't have the exact done date. I don't know if you.
I do not.
I do not at the top of my.
I know the electrical's in process. We're still waiting for some IT infrastructure to arrive. And then there's been some discussion today about the furniture.
Yes.
That's going to be ongoing. Let's see where that comes out, and we won't know that for a couple of days.
Yes.
So it's slowly moving forward.
Do we have any window of time when the DSS folks are moving in?
I do not have that window.
Tom Bunn did report at the last meeting about drilling through the concrete, and then they would be able to put the wires in. I think I asked him what his time frame on that was, and he thought, I think 4 to 6 weeks, if I recall, when he reported that at Ways, that they're starting their work, 4 to 6 weeks for them to get the wiring and stuff done.
Okay.
Yep, and then if anything changes before the end of the year, I'll send out an email. And then if not, we'll pick it up in January. But certainly between now and then, if anything comes up, I'll let you know.
There's no more questions. Can I make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes, I can.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's carried. Thank you.
New year. Y'all come back next year, you hear?
We get a new year, huh?
Yeah. So.
Scary.